You are not the problem. You are the catalyst. Hi guys, welcome back to Clare's Kingdom, where we talk facts and walk fears and remind the world that well-behaved women rarely make history.
You wake up, toast up, run around in it, flossing on it. This diamond, my diamond, this rock, my rock. I woke up like this. I woke up like this.
So I am here with a quick one because, wow, have I seen it? Like, I thought I've seen people deflect and project, but not as I did or as I have today. Sometimes you are not the problem, you are the catalyst. Sometimes you are not the issue. Sometimes you're just the one that discovers the issues. Sometimes your presence, your knowledge, your actions uncover problems that were already there. And sometimes when you open a can of worms and the worms get out and they start slithering everywhere, people blame you for opening a can of worms. But the reality is the worms are always there. They were just contained in a container. They were just contained, maybe tucked away in a corner, maybe brushed under a carpet somewhere. And of course, these are all metaphors to say that sometimes when you're the one to not accept dysfunction, when you're the one to break the cycle, when you're the cycle breaker, you're going to be seen as the problem. You're going to be seen as the troublemaker. You're going to be seen as the villain. And wow, today I was in a situation where I had to defend myself, or in better words, advocate for myself, right? And in doing so, it basically revealed a problem that was in my environment at the time, right? It revealed a problem. This was in a familial setting, and doing so basically uncovered a bigger problem that was affecting me already. And in that moment, everybody became very annoyed, defensive, trying to put blame on me, saying, oh, it all goes back to, Claire. Like, it's Claire's fault. Like, if Claire just didn't start the problem, we wouldn't be dealing with this. But in reality, that problem was always there. But because of the actions that I took, because I decided not to be silent, now everybody is faced with the same problem that I've been seeing and feeling and being subject to for months at this point. And it really led me to talk about this subject. Like, sometimes you're not the problem, you're just the person that discovers the problem, or you're the person that refuses to be quiet about the problem. And when it comes out, people have especially when you're dealing with emotionally infant people, emotionally immature people, they can't, instead of facing the problem head on, they want to blame the person that discovers it. Think about when people, for example, let's say you discover someone's cheating in a relationship, right? Let's say your friend, someone you know is cheating in a relationship, and you let that person know, hey, you're being cheated on. I saw your partner doing this, one, or the other. Instead of that person to acknowledge, hey, your partner's cheated, my partner's cheating on me. I mean, God forbid, first of all. They are gonna blame you, why did you tell me? I know you guys have seen those instances, whether it's in friendship, family, relationships, where it's you're literally opening, you're shedding light on the truth, but because the truth came from you, instead of to face the fact that, hey, someone did something wrong to them, or something was wrong, they blame you somehow. And it makes sense in their head to blame you. But you aren't the problem. You're just the person that discovered the problem. But I think for most people, some people, it's easier to blame the person who was the face of it, I guess. They can blame you because it's easier than facing the actual issue. It's like being someone that sees the truth. You see through people. You see through people's lies, through people's masks. And because of that, they blame you. And it's so jarring to me. Comment down below if you can relate to this in any way. Because somehow people take away all accountability from themselves, take away accountability from the person or people involved, and somehow they direct the blame to you, when in reality, it's a problem that everyone is subject to. And especially if you've been a scapegoat in your family, because I have constantly been a scapegoat in my environment, where it's there'll be a problem, but somehow they have to make it my fault, and I guess that's how they sleep at night. And at this point, I've just accepted the role, you know what, if I'm going to be a villain, if I'm going to be labeled as crazy, I might as well do it while I'm not being a victim anymore. And today taught me that it's better for you to be on the other side, be the victor. If it means that everyone else around you is inconvenienced, then fine, because when you were being inconvenienced, no one cared. And that's another thing that I think I've spoken about before. People don't care until it's affecting them. People don't care about an issue. They don't care about people talking about them. People don't care when, for example, when you're in a friendship, people don't care if another friend is talking about you. But as soon as our friends start talking about them, all of a sudden it's, wow, how could you do this? It's all this emotion, all this drama. All of a sudden everyone is supposed to care. Everyone's supposed to drop everything and tend to their emotions. But when it was you were basically told to be quiet and deal with it. You were basically told to, you know what, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. You're probably overreacting. But now it's affecting the group as a whole. All of a sudden everyone has to shut it down. Everybody has to feel empathy and everyone has to. And I'm no. I'm seeing through it today. It's absurd. People don't care until it's them at the end of the knife. They don't really care unless it's them. So this is just your sign that it's okay for people to feel inconvenience, especially when you've been at the hand of that inconvenience for a long time. And that is justice. Like, I felt so good today because I just felt like for once scales balance, because of course we're not wishing harm on anyone or anything, nothing like that. In this life, there's something called consequences, and you need to allow people to feel the consequences of their actions, because especially in the environment I've grown up in, it was just so normalized to accept dysfunction, or so normalized to always be nice. Like, it's always me, be nice, it's always be nice, while everyone else is basically getting away with, I can't say the word on YouTube, murder. Basically, people just do what they like. They can treat you anyhow. They can abuse you emotionally. They can abuse you even whatever, verbally or even physically. And you're just basically expected to sit there and be quiet. But no, like, we are not doing that anymore. And what I find interesting is that even when I've reacted, when I've advocated, when I've enforced boundaries, all of a sudden I'm the crazy one. All of a sudden I'm the irrational one. And it's like, it's so jarring. And I realized something, when you're the person that tries to, or you start to enforce boundaries, you start to basically demand the respect that you earn, that you deserve, all of a sudden everything turns on you. You're the rational one. You're the disrespectful one. You're the one that lacks accountability. And it's just a lot of projection going on because they just can't face the fact that they did something irrational, or they did something that wasn't necessarily necessary. So yeah, you're not the problem. You're just the catalyst. Sometimes you're just the person that doesn't allow dysfunction to hide. You don't allow problems to simmer in the background, simmer on the surface. And if that is you listening to me today, you just have to embrace the role, because for so long I've tried to be likable, I tried to be nice, tried to be palatable, I tried to be the good, the good daughter, the good sister, the good friend, but that gets you nowhere. And this doesn't mean, do go become ruthless and become, apathetic, I think that's the word. It just means to hold your own and stop trying to be understood. Stop trying to explain yourself to people that have already decided that they don't care what you have to say. They don't care your intentions. People will label you whatever they want. And that's okay, because if I have to be the villain, then so be it. So be it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was just a quick message, a bit of a lesson of the day. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
I woke up like this, we flawless. Ladies, tell them I woke up like this. I woke up like this, we flawless. Ladies,